Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, has been a beloved gem in the world of point-and-click adventure games for decades. Now, it's back with a fresh coat of paint in the Reforged edition. And if you're a fan of the original or new to the series, you'll probably be wondering if this version is worth your time. Let's break down the experience and see what makes Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, Reforged stand out, or not. If you're anything like me, the original Broken Sword might have been one of those games that left a lasting impression. The gripping tale of conspiracy, mystery, and ancient secrets was groundbreaking back in 1996. In this Reforged edition, it feels like we're invited to relive those memories, but with modernized graphics and improved gameplay mechanics that aim to enhance the original experience. Right from the start, the game plunges you into that familiar Parisian cafe bombing, setting the tone for an adventure that remains as engaging as it did almost 3 decades ago. But nostalgia can only carry a game so far, so what has really changed with Reforged? Let's get into that. The most obvious update in the Reforged version is the visual overhaul. The developers have taken care to enhance the 2D art style, sharpening the character designs and breathing new life into the backgrounds. It's clear that they didn't want to stray too far from the iconic look of the original, which was a smart move. The new animations feel smooth and fit naturally with the hand-drawn aesthetic, giving the game a more polished feel. I will say though, while the updated visuals are nice, there were moments where I missed some of the raw charm of the original's simpler art. The soundtrack also deserves a mention. They've remastered the original score, and it perfectly sets the tone as you travel across Europe and uncover the centuries-old conspiracy. It's subtle when it needs to be, and epic during the more intense moments. For anyone unfamiliar with the game, you follow George Stobbart, an American tourist in Paris, as he stumbles into a conspiracy involving the Knights Templar. Alongside journalist Nico Collard, the game weaves a fantastic story full of memorable characters, witty dialogue, and plot twists that still hold up today. In terms of gameplay, Reforged sticks closely to the tried-and-true formula of point-and-click adventures. You'll be solving puzzles, talking to NPCs, and piecing together clues. Some of the puzzles may feel a bit dated compared to modern standards, and there were definitely a few moments where I found myself pixel hunting or guessing at what the game wanted me to do next. That being said, it's also what gives these games their charm. There's a real satisfaction in solving some of the more obscure puzzles. The updated interface in the Reforged version is a huge improvement over the original. It's more intuitive, making interactions with objects and characters smoother. There are also some quality of life improvements, like a hint system, which, let's be honest, is a lifesaver in a game like this. While it might not win over players who aren't into this genre, for those who enjoy a slow-paced, story-rich experience, it's a treat. One thing that's a bit hit or miss is the pacing. Adventure games of this era tend to have long stretches where you're just walking around, talking to people, or trying to find that one item you missed. Some players might love this deliberate pacing, but others could find it frustrating, especially when you get stuck on a puzzle that doesn't feel intuitive. I found myself enjoying it for the most part, but there were definitely a couple of head-scratching moments where I wished things moved a bit faster. There's also the question of how much the Reforged edition changes. For the most part, the core game remains intact. This is a great thing for die-hard fans, but for those hoping for major updates beyond visuals and interface tweaks, you might be disappointed. There's no new story content or additional puzzles, and while it's nice to have the game look prettier and play smoother, it's essentially the same game we all played years ago. Another notable element is the voice acting. They've kept the original voice work, which is great because the performances are still excellent. George's dry humor and Nico's no-nonsense attitude shine through. That said, the audio quality does show its age in some spots. It's not a deal-breaker by any means, but it's something worth mentioning if you're expecting fully modernized audio. So, is Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars Reforged worth your time and money? If you're a fan of the original, or have a soft spot for classic adventure games, absolutely. The game still delivers a fantastic story, engaging puzzles, and that timeless charm that made the original a hit. The updates help bring it closer to modern standards without losing what made it special in the first place. For newcomers, this might be a tougher sell. The slow pacing, older puzzle design, and lack of major new content could be off-putting for some. But if you're someone who enjoys a good mystery and loves solving puzzles at your own pace, there's a lot to appreciate here. Just be prepared for a bit of patience and a willingness to embrace the old-school vibe. At the end of the day, Broken Sword: Shadow of the Templars Reforged does a fantastic job of balancing nostalgia with modern improvements. It may not blow you away with brand new features, but it lovingly preserves what made the original so iconic while making it accessible to today's players. We give Broken Sword: Shadow of the Templars Reforged a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe to GameVault HQ for more game reviews and updates.